Hello, this is Camilla, and I have another video for you today. Today I have a coloring book review, so I'm super excited about that. There are some links down below from past videos that I've done, as well as an Amazon wish list if you guys want to help support the channel, as well as a tip jar where you guys can leave like $1 or whatever if you guys feel like it. Anyway, I got this book from the publisher to do this review, so I'm super excited. A friend of mine, Amy from Texas, mentioned this book to me, and she was really excited about this book, so she mentioned it to me, and I emailed the publisher, and they sent me this book for a review, which is really exciting. So I'm super happy to be able to have this book for you. It is called Pop Manga Coloring Book by Camilla de Erico. I think I'm pronouncing that right, and she's really big in a style of art called pop surrealism, and she has a bunch of books of her art, like actual art books, of her art that you can check out on Amazon. But anyway, for the coloring book is relatively big. It is 10 by 10 inches, I think. Amazon has it for $8.78, and it retails for $15.99. It's the coloring book style is a very sort of loose, colored, like it has a very loose style. The lines are sort of faint light lines. There's an intro here. The book is double-sided, so that's an issue for you if you want to use certain kinds of markers. But the paper is a very medium thick paper. It's not the thickest paper, but it's among the thickest paper that I've seen in a coloring book, so that's really good. So the paper is quite thick. It does have these 2-page spreads, but the binding is not quite, like if you see it, it's not quite there. It depends, like it's in such a way that it doesn't really bother me the way that other books in the past that had this sort of binding issue bother me, but that is something to know if that bothers you, because I would just do them as 2 separate sheets. It's not like it's not like it's in the middle of, like, for example, like the Harry Potter book, it would be like cut off like right in the middle of her face. So far I haven't seen that. So even though the binding is not perfect, they do a really good job of selecting the art in such a way that you can color, even that you can color it in, and it's not really a problem. But I show you what I ended up doing for one of my pages that I wanted to do. But anyway, so these are the pictures. Like I said, it's double-sided, which is not usually, I don't usually take to double-sided, but I still was able to enjoy this book, and I'll show you what I did later on. The pages are really thick though, so there is that. So I did enjoy the nice thick paper, but I would have preferred that it was single-sided. The art is very sort of a surreal, like it's exactly what what you would expect from pop surrealism. But it's it's fun. It's not for everyone, but I definitely enjoyed it, and I had a good time looking through these pages. Some of the images I don't think I will end up coloring. And just a handful that I probably won't do, but for the most part I really did enjoy this. Book. So let me show you some of the other pages. There's this is probably the most, and even this is not, it's like they're 2 different images. You can totally work. You can totally work in that. I'm being super nitpicky. The art is really beautiful, especially if you like this style. There are little tips in, some slight tips about coloring and art in the bubbles, and just a few of them, not a lot. But I just want to show you the inside of the book so you guys can decide for yourself what you think about this. And that you hear in the background is Stewie, who is in the mood today. Oh my goodness, he is in the mood. Look at this. I'm trying to get to something. This is what I'm trying to get to. You see this? So this is one that I did today. Let me show you. Let me see if I can get up close and show you. I did this in colored pencil And I did this also in watercolor pencil. Let me show you the watercolor pencil. So I won't be doing a medium test because I'll be doing this instead. But what I did with this is I just kind of laid it down. I just kind of spread it so that it laid down flat. And it works okay. The book will still close if you do that. So that's what I did. But I want to show you how it takes watercolor. It does a really good job of taking this watercolor pencil. These were Albert Dürer watercolor pencils. So if you want to use watercolor pencils, you can. There is some, there is some buckling. So, so don't do like heavy giant washes, but it's fine otherwise. The hair was done in watercolor pencil too. I don't know if you can see. The skin and the skin was done in just regular old Polychromos, but the hair was done in watercolor pencil. So you can see that that you can use watercolor pencil. This is one of the images that I'll probably pass on in that color. So that's kind of why I started with the other one, so that if it didn't work, I was okay with it. Oh, let me show you what I did here too. This is black India ink pen, and you can see that it doesn't bleed through. So I didn't really have any bleed through with the Faber Castell Pit pens, so you should be able to use your markers if you like. One thing to note, depends on how you like the style. The lines are very sort of light, almost pencil-y kind of line. They're not super thick, dark lines. So if you guys prefer, it depends on what you guys prefer and how you guys feel about the slightly lighter lines. This has definitely got a pop manga feel to it, which of course is what the cover tells you. Is another one that I probably won't color. But the ones I enjoy are really nice. This one I really enjoy. And I'm gonna go back to the one that I colored because I totally enjoyed that one a lot. So you can see that this is a really large book. I got my tripod out as far as it will go, and I can't get the whole book in, so that's a good sign. I did enjoy this one. This one's got 2 horns and this one's got 1 horn. I enjoyed that. This is another, but again, this is not, I mean, it's a little bad, but it, I think that it depends on how much you care. Like, I actually originally didn't even realize that it was a 2-page spread. I originally thought it was just 2 different pictures, and it wasn't until I went to the website that I realized, like, oh yeah, these are supposed to go together. But so to me, it doesn't really feel like obtrusive or anything, but you'll have to decide for yourself, like, what you think about it. You can see this one. See, I really enjoyed this one. This is another one that I enjoyed, and I probably would color this. You can't feel this paper, but I'm really impressed at the thickness of this paper. This is one of those pages that, this is the one that I was like, oh yeah, this is bad. This one is really bad in terms of the binding, but I wouldn't do this page anyway, because I told you in the Harry Potter one how I feel about these repeat pages. I feel like these are just filler, so I probably wouldn't even do more in this than probably I would use it to, use watercolor or markers on both of the pages on the side. I mean, it's honestly what I would probably do. I wouldn't bother with this. This is too, the detailing is too small for me. I wouldn't bother. But that's just me. You can decide for yourself. That's why we got this. And there's a lot of pages. That's kind of the sort of the pull and pull of double-sided versus single-sided. This is the cover image. So, and then this cover is actually, you can actually paint this cover and color this cover if you want. And there's a bunch of people on Instagram and various adult coloring websites, adult coloring like Facebook pages that have colored this page. So if you guys want to color this, you totally can color it and fill it in and, have your own painted cover. This is, I think, the same image. So, and there's this one, and I believe this is either the last one or the next to last one. So this is the last one. The one thing that you'll notice is that there's no swatching page for doing your color swatches. That's why I kind of had to do the page, because even if you try to do the copyright page, which is normally what the page that I would do, this is still a page for you to color. So that's kind of the pull and pull that I was talking about earlier, because if you do it single-sided, you aren't getting all the pages, so you don't get as much art. But if you do a double-sided, and you have to make choices into, you know, what sort of medium you can do. You can use, you know, color pencil. Or if you want to do something like using Copics, then, you know, you have to make choices. So that's kind of the pull and pull. And this is probably one of those books where I'm not sure, like, you know, I'm not sure what I would say to do in this case, because there's a lot of really interesting art in here. But this is part of the pull and pull that, you know, that we have in terms of, you know, single-sided versus double-sided. But it is double-sided, so you are gonna have to make choices about the medium that you use. But anyway, I just wanted to go over this with you because I got this today and I was super excited. At some point I'll do the cover on this, but you guys know I don't start with my favorite image. My favorite is probably the cover, and I'll do the cover at some point, but I never start with my favorite. I always start with something that I can be okay with messing up. So I felt like I was okay with, you know, if this didn't turn out perfect, I was okay with it. I'm not happy with the cheeks at all. Oh, and this paper has really nice tooth. You can see that there's a bunch of layers here. So this paper's got good tooth in terms of that. So that's something that you guys can, you know, feel confident that you can use your colored pencils and do lots of layers. All right, anyway, I've sort of been rambling on. Thank you guys so much for watching and for staying to the end. Let me know what you guys think of this book down in the comments, and if you have any questions, I will do my best to answer it. All right, have a great day. Bye. Dewey, do you mind if I film some videos, buddy? Come on, buddy, you gotta move. I gotta film some videos. Thank you.